Hello everyone and welcome back to another Parking Adventures video. This time we're going up against level 170, although this team should be able to handle level 200 just based on how easily it can beat this level. Of course the HP scaling gets quite dramatic. The HP here is only about 3 billion, but at 200 it's about 20 billion or something like that, so it should still be able to handle it. We do have a Psi character because the boss can be either Int or Psi. We need some sort of type advantage. It's very important that you have these characters specifically and in this order. We need the middle row characters to be Aokiji and Akainu, and the bottom row characters to be Queen and Big Mom. This is so that Queen and Big Mom can be ready for when they need to be used on stage 3 and 4. Unfortunately, the middle row gets a huge amount of special rewind, so they can't be there. We also have the Katarina Devon support for the final stage, a 1.5x color affinity. Then we have Mr. 3 support, which is required so that Big Mom will be ready on the third stage when we get the rewind. Make sure your level number break 5 on Aokiji and Akainu, it is required. The whole thing here is that we need 3 driven characters so that Saturn can use his rush ability, and we also need 3 navy tagged characters, which we have the 3 admirals here, so that we can get the X super of Saturn for a bunch of extra damage and also reducing our attack down on the final stage. In terms of the hunger on the third stage, Big Mom is also going to provide recovery orbs with her special, as well as provide a damage or an attack boost for stage 3 and 4, making it very easy to kill. So every character here does their role very effectively. We are using Queen on stage 4 to effectively handle every single gimmick that we have to deal with. And make sure you are using the anniversary ship for maximum cooldown. We actually do need to stall 2 turns to make sure that our Queen is going to be ready on the 4th stage. So let's get straight into it. I'm very happy with how this team turned out, and I think it's the most accessible option for level 200. But let's get straight into it and see how good the damage can be. Okay, so we of course need to stall for 2 turns on stage 1 and 2. No one has Queen limit break expanded, so if you do though, you only need to stall 1 turn. In terms of the damage buffs that we have a 7x attack boost because we get I think a 4x from Saturn's special, and then another 3x from Aokiji. And as you know, Saturn is great because he allows our attack boost to straight up just combine their multipliers, add them together, which is really helpful for our damage. So we actually need to... This is actually bad. I was supposed to stall 1 more turn so that we could get our Queen special ready for stage 4, because we need to have Queen at 1 turn of cooldown remaining as we leave stage 2, because we do get special rewind. But it's fine, I'll just try and waffle through. It shouldn't be too much of a problem. Okay, so the third stage here is going to be just literally hunger and rewind. We can ignore the the rewind. As you can see, we use Mr. 3 support, and then we get our recovery orbs and the the attack boost based on your combo hits. So we're just going to consume one of these recovery orbs to reduce the hunger ability, and then killing from there is pretty easy. And now I realized is that we actually don't need to stall because Queen has the potential ability or crewmate ability to reduce cooldown when other characters use their special. So we can actually use Queen already here. That's really good. You actually don't need to stall at all then. That's really good. So this is once again a no stall team. That's very nice. So here we're going to get rid of the block orbs, the enemy defense up, and Queen gives us end of turn damage to negate the resilience. So literally everything. Queen is too good for this. And then at that point, we can just kill. As you can see, our cooldowns for the middle row characters by 2 turns remaining. And that was actually quite tight. Maybe you should attack with Lin as like one of your last characters there, so you have type advantage. But either way, we do get cooldown from Kizaru's special. and then a bunch of chain buffs. So now this is very important. You must first use the X super of Borsellino. That's going to give an orb boost. And then you can also use his action special to give us a bunch of chain buffs. And then we're going to use Saturn to enhance the orb boost that Borsellino gave. He will actually multiply its effect. And then he'll also give us a very good attack boost. Now it's important that you use Saturn first and then Aokiji, because whoever gives the first attack boost, whichever classes that attack boost applies to, is going to stay regardless of what attack boost special you use next. As you can see, Aokiji just has a striker attack boost. That means Big Mom won't get an attack boost of 7x. Same for Akainu and Queen. So if you use Saturn first, his attack boost is for Driven and Striker, which means that basically all those characters I mentioned before also get an attack boost. So it's very important you first use Saturn, otherwise your damage will be terrible, because you'll essentially be getting 7x less damage. Okay, so we can just use our Saturn special to not only give that attack boost, enhance the orb boost, and then also apply a territory buff. And since we have 3 Navy type characters, he gives us an overheal buff, proccing his X super, which will give us super type, super class, enemy resistance down of 50%, and also the attack down reduction. Now we can use Aokiji, and you have to use Aokiji before Akainu. So yeah, you can see the order is very important. That we have Katarina Devon support. Unfortunately, for Akainu special, we only get the conditional attack boost if we already have an existing color affinity. It's very poorly worded here. I thought it was a bug, and I'm pretty sure it is. But it's the way it's worded here is that you get both a color affinity and a conditional, but it's only one of the others. So we need that color affinity from Devon, and then we get a conditional through immunity from Akainu. He also reduces the enemy's threshold. Overall, a very helpful character. Now, since Kizaru actually doesn't do damage on this team because he doesn't get the Saturn Captain ability, he doesn't get boosted. We are going to first hit with Saturn to start the rush, then on Kizaru, then on Akainu, and then on our Kiji, and then ending off with Big Mom. We did get unlucky here and fight the int variant, so our damage is going to be a lot less. But either way, it should still be able to kill quite easily. So let's see here. Yeah, so we were able to do, I don't know, I think that was 11 billion. The enemy's HP at around about level 200 is about, I think, 25 billion. So with Big Mom's type advantage and all the other characters and the Super Tandem and Super Tandem boost from Kizaru, the damage should be very, very easy to kill level 200. So very happy with how this team turned out. One of the most accessible options, I think. No stall, as I said, from Queen's crewmate ability giving cooldown. Very few supports. I'd say the hardest character to get on this team is actually probably the Mr. 3 support. Many free-to-play units. Most people should have Kizaru by now, so don't ask me for replacements, please. It's a very rigid team. As I said, 3 very specific requirements, 3 driven characters, 3 Navy tagged characters. Everything works perfectly together, so I'll see you guys tomorrow. I might show up with a video seeing how this team handles level 200 against the int variant. But with all that being said, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace, and I'm out.